George Clooney in a Roman outfit, Channing Tatum doing a tap and dance number, and written and directed by the Coen Brothers? I don't see how this could possibly go wrong.
Don't say that!
Gobnuke here, the Indie Hat Media Shark, with another and an Enjoy the Show episode. Today's episode, I'll be reviewing the Coen Brother movie, Hail Caesar! Now, Hail Caesar's kind of an interesting one trying to summarize up for people, so here we go. The film takes place in the 1950s, and Josh Brolin plays our main character, Eddie Mannix, who is a Hollywood fixer. And basically what he does is he's the fixer for Capitol Theaters. And he goes around cleaning up the messes going on with various productions, making sure they stay on schedule. If any of the press is getting out of hand, he'll take care of that. If one of the, say, actresses does something that doesn't look favorable in the public eye, it's his job to find a way to make it look good. So he has a very rough job. And the film is really centered around a day in the life of Eddie Mannix. But it's not just him in this film. There are so many characters with so many actors that if I tried to name them all for you people, this video would take forever. Hail Caesar is basically a love letter to the films of the 1950s, 1960s, you could even argue the 1940s. But it's also a commentary on how Hollywood was run back then, and in many ways, how it's probably not that different from how it's run now. And so there's a lot of layers to this film that only hardcore film historians and film buffs are going to really pick up on. But it's really one of those films where it's not going to play in order, and not every scene as it plays out is going to be pivotal, because it's trying to pay tribute to the films that came out during that era. So we get a lot of these scenes that are playing out like a 1950s film, and then the camera pulls back to show that we're on the set for that picture, but then it never ties back in later. That doesn't mean to stop paying attention, because a lot of these characters that we just kind of see on a one-off on a film set, they reappear later and play a part in the bigger picture. Now, the film itself kind of plays out like an odd 1950s film. George Clooney plays a character who's an actor starring in the lead role of the big production of the year called Hail Caesar. While on set, he gets drugged and then kidnapped. So Eddie Mannix has to try and figure out where he is, while also visiting all these other set pieces. But at the same time, there's this other kind of storyline. Honestly, it's only really there to pay tribute to different parts of what was Hollywood back then, and following this young star who's best known for Westerns and having him try to come and be in a drama. And how Ray Fiennes, director, can't stand him because he's got this accent and he can't seem to get this phrase right.
Watch my mouth. Would that it were so simple.
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 My dear boy, why do you say that? Why do you say twere?
Well, you said say it like I said.
Yes, but...
Would that it were so simple.
No, you seem to be lingering. It's interminable, the were. I'm wondering when it'll end. Then we shouldn't be wondering, should we? We should be marching right along to so simple. Would that it were so simple. Trippingly.
Would that it were so simple. Trippingly.
No, don't say trippingly. Say the line trippingly.
You can just tell that the Coen Brothers are just having a lot of fun with this. This isn't some film that they're, I don't think they expect to get any awards on this film. But it's not a film for everybody. This is the kind of film that really film buffs are going to get more out of. And even then, a lot of film buffs aren't caring for this film because it's not your usual Coen affair. And I actually kind of enjoyed this film. It's a lighthearted, it's upbeat, and that has this satire thing going for it with some really pretty dang funny scenes. Is that a phrase? Pretty dang? There's one scene with a film editor that I won't spoil it in case any of you go see it. At first I thought it turned into a horror film, and then it just turned really hilarious. But some of these jokes are not going to really jive with some people unless they really understand film or have been on a film set or understand Hollywood. So Hail Caesar's kind of an interesting picture. But for the most part, for the average moviegoer, and I want people to be able to, go into movies knowing whether they're going to like it or not. Part of why it's a February release. And you can tell this was kind of just like a fun project for the Coens. And so a lot of the times, fun projects aren't the best films, but they can have charm to them. And that's really the only word I can describe this film is that it had charm. It definitely is a film that you kind of have to watch a couple times in order to like keep up with all these different tangents and see how they coalesce and all the hidden Easter eggs that you know are there, but you're not sure that you're picking up on them. So there's really only one score that I can give Hail Caesar, and that is 3 rows of teeth out of 5. It's one of those films where it really depends on your mood. I don't like giving films 3 out of 5 because that's kind of like the cheat zone. But Hail Caesar really is, you're either going to be bored or you're going to get a lot out of it because it's right there smack in the middle of being good or bad. It's really going to be down to your personal preference. If you like this review, please make sure to hit the subscribe button to see what I release next. And have you seen Hail Caesar? Comment below and tell me what you thought. Or even better yet, what's your favorite Coen Brother movie and what do you like about them? Comment below. I'll be reading through the comments. And that's my review for Hail Caesar. I have been your host, Tyler Gobnuke Wells, the Indie Hat Media Shark. And as with anything, whether it be playing a video game or watching a movie, just always remember to enjoy the show. And I'll see you next time.